Hello and welcome to the Intermediate to Advanced tutorial guide for Heng Sword. Today we'll be going over some of the more advanced Heng Sword concepts for winning neutral and setting up combos, focusing in on 5 key elements. If you find this video helpful, please consider hitting the like button and share this video with someone else who may benefit from it. Since the Heng Sword is still new, this guide may not cover every detail of the weapon, and I encourage you to share any additional information about the Heng Sword that you feel is relevant in the comments below. Now, let's establish an understanding of the Heng Sword's core mechanics. Charged Horizontal initiates a forward lunging stab attack. This attack has access to Shadowstep, which can be performed by inputting a vertical either before our Charged Horizontal attack hits, or after our Charged Horizontal, regardless of if we hit an enemy. Shadowstep can be followed up with a non-focus horizontal attack that starts a combo, a blue focus attack that does great damage but can be parried on reaction, or you can dodge directly out of Shadowstep. You can also cancel a charged horizontal before the attack lands with a basic horizontal attack that starts a combo. I'll be referring to this as a soft feint. The charged horizontal attack animation is very slow, so it gives both players plenty of time to analyze the situation. Most players expect you to cancel the charged horizontal, and you can use this to your advantage. When throwing the charged horizontal, you want to carefully watch what your opponent is doing and catch them in an animation that they cannot cancel into a parry, like a multi-strike non-focus attack. If your opponent is not locked into an animation and is instead waiting for your charged horizontal attack to play out, you should Shadowstep to avoid a parry and start a mix-up. The slowness of the charged horizontal should be used to read your opponent to decide if you should Shadowstep or not. You'd probably be surprised with how many people will get hit by the charged horizontal for not respecting it and simply assuming people will always Shadowstep out. You can be hit during Shadowstep, so it's important to Shadowstep with purpose and not too predictably. Shadowstep can be used to conserve stamina when running away from opponents with the following technique. Charge a horizontal, use vertical to initiate Shadowstep, dodge out of Shadowstep, charge another horizontal, and repeat. This is a very useful movement tech since it saves so much stamina while keeping you moving and is mostly safe from grapple stun. Next, let's look at the charge vertical. Charge vertical asserts classic Naraka neutral pressure with a straightforward focus attack, but a follow-up horizontal after charge vertical will perform lethal jab, which is just like charge horizontal in that it can cancel into Shadowstep and can soft feint into a non-focus horizontal. I really only use charge vertical and neutral against opponents who I've identified as good at fighting against Shadowstep. Otherwise, it's best used for basic hold checking and in combos since its horizontal and vertical hitbox is so large. Speaking of combos, let's go over some essential combos to learn with this weapon to ensure that you can get the most out of winning neutral with the Heng Sword. Pretty much any katana combo that you already know will work with the Heng Sword. This includes the jump horizontal combo, the classic grapple focus, Heaven Step and Hell Step, Tarka's sliding uppercut spam, float and double float juggles, and just about everything else katana is already known for. You can even get a charge vertical off a neutral sliding horizontal. Heng Sword's sliding uppercut is like katana's in the way that it sends the opponent slightly higher up than a regular uppercut, so you can do things like horizontal into sliding uppercut into raw charge vertical. I'm always looking for random opportunities to sliding uppercut someone, especially out of the air, because it just guarantees so much damage for very minimal effort. The Heng Sword has one of the best scale rushes in the game, since it gives good distance at good speed, and sets up for a combo if landed on an enemy. The parkour course in the 3D lobby is arguably the easiest to complete in under 20 seconds when using the Heng Sword, mostly due to the strength of its scale rushes. Learning how to double dodge in the air is easiest with this weapon, and I'd advise using Heng Sword to practice this movement tech if you're not familiar with it already. It involves simply doing a scale rush or a grapple attack, then dodging forward at precisely the right time, and immediately charging a focus attack that you also dodge out of. You don't need to learn this movement tech to get under 20 seconds, but it definitely helps, and it's pretty useful in real games too. Facing the fight with Heng Sword is essential, since it has so many options that allow it to control the situation and force the opponent to react to what you're doing. The soft feint horizontals are unreactable. Anyone that tries to parry a Heng Sword charge horizontal is at risk of getting a combo started on them with the horizontal soft feint, so I'd advise mostly dodging charge horizontals instead of trying to parry them. The vertical out of Shadowstep is reactable, but it may be hard to see the enemy when they start this attack, so try to keep your camera facing your opponent whenever they Shadowstep. Keep in mind, Shadowstep always goes to the character's right. Even if they are going behind their target, they go around them to their right. So following an enemy's Shadowstep is easiest when turning your camera to the left. After an enemy uses Shadowstep, the safest option is to start charging blue, and look to parry the moment you see the opponent's blue focus out of Shadowstep, as that means they're doing the uncancelable vertical focus follow-up. Otherwise, you're looking to charge through their non-focus horizontal or control a hold check. The Heng Sword is essentially just a better katana. It has an incredibly strong unique mechanic that changes how a fight must be approached, and can battle for neutral just as good as it can combo. Players seem to be liking this weapon a lot, especially our large, already existing base of katana lovers, and I look forward to seeing what other soul jades they'll introduce for this weapon. I hope you enjoyed this video, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one. What? How did he know?
Now try and stop me. Something up.
Got him?
Oh my god, you're nuts.
It's the guy from the lobby. And that only did 83 damage to this guy.